Hey guys, okay, this is for my nail techs, my DIY nail techs, like nail techs that they need to make something quick because their client forgot to tell them that they needed custom nails. So we're gonna make for our client, it's her Zetaversary. We're gonna make her some Greek letter airbrush stencils so that we can do some Zeta nails for her. I think she's going to a convention or something. Come with me. We're gonna hop on a computer. I personally use the Silhouette. I'm gonna show you on my Silhouette how I make the stencils. We're gonna cut them, and then I'll show you her final design after I get it done. So yeah, I'm gonna put it all together. But thanks for joining me. My name is Chloe. I'm the nail tech coach, and I show nail techs, beginner nail techs, DIY nail techs, how to make more money with the things that they have in their nail business. So if that is you, stay tuned. We got some work to do. Okay, so like I said, we're gonna make some. I'm gonna go to Google. We're gonna make some Greek letters for my client's nails for her nail set tomorrow. And I like to do airbrush a lot. You guys seen the videos on my page. I like to do airbrush a lot because it's like super easy. And sometimes, if you've been doing nails all day and you haven't eaten, your hand's kind of shaky because like you're almost passing away. And she's a Zeta, so I'm gonna put in Zeta um sorority and spell it right. And look, it pops up because the internet knows about it. And let's go to images. Cool. They have a lot here. So, like, she's not super flashy, so it doesn't have to be insane, but I do like. Oh, see, they have pearls, so I'll probably put some pearls on her nails instead of like trying to airbrush pearls. I'll just put some pearls. I like this one here. I like the Z, whatever that little thing, Z 5 beta, Zeta 5 beta. That. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna screenshot that. And I am on a PC. So we got one little screenshot there and uh, images. I'm gonna change it to say images to see if it gives me anything else. You can also buy files off of Etsy. I think this is a bird. This thing right here, I think that's a bird. Mm, Let me see. Ooh, see how this says PNG, logo PNG? All right, so look, this gets us to more. And then you got the years 1920, so we can do 1920. Oh, look at this one. Now, I'm not going to sell these. This is not something I'm selling. I am just making this for her custom. You have to be very careful when you're like getting stuff off the internet. It's somebody else's design. You don't want to get sued. So if you decide like, oh, also I'm going to make and sell stencils, just remember, don't make and sell anybody's proprietary designs they already own. Like you cannot be doing the Louis Vuitton logo. And honestly, a lot of websites, like when you are building your website, will not even allow you to list it. I don't know if you ever bought any like nail art stuff off of AliExpress or eBay or stuff like that, but they'll blur out when it's a designer label because technically that's their label. So now that we got our image, just go ahead and go to, like I said, I use Silhouette. We're gonna go to Silhouette and we're gonna make a, see, this is another one I made, but we'll talk about that later. I'll probably do a video like about that later for some, I had like a nail idea. So let me open a new tab as if I don't have enough tabs open already. Story of my life. We're going to open a new tab and then we're going to add our screenshots. Select both of our screenshots, open them. It's going to open it up in two windows. Okay, so we got this. Now, I like to make everything a little bit bigger because I feel like it makes it easier to cut it, or you can just zoom in, either or. And we're gonna select from the trace panel. Look at my head right there. Click area to trace. It's gonna turn this into a little plus thingy. Right now, I'm going to zoom in just to make sure we got it crisp. Sometimes if it's raggedy, you're gonna play with these little threshold buttons or whatever, but actually it's pretty crisp. So go ahead and hit, let me zoom over. Let's go ahead and hit trace. It's done. I'm gonna delete this background part because we don't need it. And then we have the letters, right? Now, this is like you're just gonna cut this, but this is too big. Let's do the other one first. And I wanted this little bird thing. Zoom in. Like you see how it looks a little faded around here? Let's zoom in a little bit more. But honestly, you can literally make anything you want a stencil. That means it's not gonna cut everything where it's faded. So let's fool with this little threshold button and get that little birdie thing a little bit more solid. Cool. And we're gonna trace that. And then I'm gonna select the background and I'm gonna delete that. And then look how solid it is, right? Perfect. So let me take this one from here. Select this one. I'm going to cut and paste here. Back on the one with the little bird. I want to have everything on the same one. Paste. Right. We're going to need to make these a little bit smaller. So to do that, like I wouldn't use these letters only because you see how they like look, they're going to cut kind of wonky. It's too thin right here. So we're going to select the item and we're going to hit object. We're going to release the compound path. And that means we're going to be able to just take what we need. What I need is just this little bird piece. Group that together. Move that over here. Rest of this. Highlight that. Delete. Now, this is too big. These squares are 1 inches. So we're going to need to cut this down. Like size it down. And then the other thing is because they're so close together, this piece and this piece, it might give your cutter a little, like, it might make it a little upset. So we're going to move it just a little bit. And I do this all the time because I'm making something to cut. I'll move it. And I just select it and just move it with the arrow keys. Boom. And then I'm going to size it down a little bit more. I'm going to size it this way. Kind of shorten that tail up. That way it won't be like falling off the nail. And I'm also paying attention to how close everything is. We're going to group that and that's fine. And so honestly, there's no way to make sure you got the measurements exactly right. So what I'll do is I'll test cut and then try it on a nail first, like just see how it fits. And then after I've done that, then I'll cut like I'll see how big it is, blah blah, and then I'll cut. the actual size that I think is the best one. If I'm doing it real last minute, like cutting it in the morning before work, then I'll just do several different sizes just in case. And then I do a little square around to cut the square. Now, same thing with these letters. They're definitely way too big. So we do the same thing. We release the compound path. We're going to resize them. And then you see what we get. Group all the little pieces that you don't want to move around. Then I'm going to size this down. And honestly, for these letters, I would actually do a few because what I'm going to end up doing is just cutting the letters and then spraying around them. I don't feel like that's big enough because we're thinking on a nail. Let's zoom out. The squares are 1 inches. So yeah, that'll be right. That can go down the side of a nail or across 3 fingers. And then you have the little bird that you could probably put on the thumb or something. So that's it. We got her design together. I'm going to resize this box and then we're going to cut. And I'll show you what it looks like when we're cutting. And then I'll also show you the final look of her nails, okay? Okay, so you guys seen the full video of how we made the stencils. Listen, nail techs, this is definitely a game changer when it comes to nail art and use your airbrush in a different way. When it comes to pricing, I did charge her an extra $6 for the stencil on top of her nail art. Now, if you watched any of my videos where I talk about pricing your nail art, that actual nail art part was done at $1 per minute, and then additional $6 for the stencils because that is the parts. I am the labor. Watch those other videos and you'll understand what I'm talking about. Number two, if you don't feel like doing these cut files or making them or all of that, you're maybe new to your Cricut or your Silhouette and you're 100% like, I need to get this done now. I'm gonna put the link below because I actually have all the digital files for you already done. You just have to download them, add them to your machine's library, and then use them as you wish. Now, don't sell my stuff. Do not sell my stuff. I created these just for the nail techs who actually, like I said, you do not have the time. So since you don't have the time, I'm going to make it easy and smooth for you. Go ahead and get those cut files down below. If you need additional help using your Cricut or your Silhouette in order to create airbrush stencils, I will put the link to another resource where I talk about the cutting and just little things that I've learned. It's too much for this video. Um, I'll put the link for that down there, and I'll also include my top favorite, most loved stencil vinyl guide sheet, which will just tell you about the different vinyls that are available to create airbrush stencils out of and where to get them. All right, so like it said, my name is Chloe. I'm the airbrush queen slash king. I'm the master at it. I'm teaching nail techs how to make more money using their airbrush, and I love it. I love teaching airbrush. I love airbrush so much. And you should too. It makes everything so much easier. I mean, come on. Come on. It turned a $130 set into a $155 set because we did the extras. We made the stencils. We charged a little bit extra for the nail art. And we got some coins in our pocket. And that's before her tip. So I love you guys. All of you guys. Comment, like, share below. I'll keep doing these videos showing you how you can DIY stuff because I know the coins are getting tight and we're trying to do a little bit more for our clients without breaking our budget. Well, until next time, bye.